Hello, yes, it is I. I'm back with another hairstyle or hair color. Really, I wanted to go white, so I did. I got Final Cut Pro, so I'm really excited about that. And since I got Final Cut Pro, I figured I would film on my camera instead of my phone, which I rarely use this camera just because it's difficult, because I can't see myself, but I put a mirror behind the camera, so if you see me looking up, that's why. I lost my everything on my hard drive like last week, and that means I lost in my logo, which I picked off of like one of the websites that I'm on, so it'll be very small and we'll have to see how that works out. But now that you know kind of where I'm at, this is tattoos and piercings. I'm going to start with piercings because I started getting piercings first. So here we are. I'm going to try to speed through piercings because there's not really a whole lot to say. But anyway, so I started getting piercings when I was very, very young. My mom actually started me. I got my first lobe piercings when I was 3 months old because I was bald and my mom wanted me to look feminine. So the next piercing I got was my second lobe, and I was 11, I think. And I just got that because my friends were getting their ears pierced for the first time and I wanted to take my shit to the next level. So I got my second lobes done. That was like a 1 out of 10 for pain because just the lobe doesn't really hurt. Maybe it was a 2. I don't know, because I got pierced with a gun at Claire's, so I'll say a 2 or a 1.5. And then I got my cartilage pierced, which is right here. I don't know if you can see that. Okay, if the lobes were a 1.5, then this was a 2. It's nothing really. And then I got my third lobes done. My third lobe piercing is done when I don't know how old I was. That could have been anywhere in my lifespan, but I got that done. And obviously it was also 1.5, seeing as how it's the same part of the ear. Over here I only have my first and second hole open, and over here I only have my first and third hole open. That's just kind of how it happened for me. Yeah, and then after I was done getting my lobes pierced, my very first non-ear piercing that I ever got was my septum. That was probably like a 2 out of 10 because it just doesn't really hurt that bad. It's 2 really thin layers of skin, so it's not a big deal. I was 15 when I got that, or 16. My mom took me. I've never gotten any of my piercings or anything done without her permission. Well, I never got piercings done without her permission, like before I was old enough. I never did anything illegal or anything like that because I'm just an angel. Around the same time, maybe a year somewhere before or after, I started stretching my ears, which this one is still stretched. I started stretching then, and I haven't stretched for about 2 years probably, but I'm at a 00 over here. This one fell out last year. I had got my wisdom teeth taken out and it just fell out and I couldn't get it back in, and I didn't really care to try after that, and I haven't thought about like re-stretching it or anything. I don't really care. I kind of like just having the one. It's not really a problem for me. I got my tragus pierced, which is this little, it looks like a triangle piece right here. I got that done when I was 17. It feels just like the cartilage, so I would say it's a 2 out of 10 for pain. Oh, stretching your ears is a very different kind of feeling. It's hot more than anything, which is a little bit strange. And then it's kind of sore for a few days afterwards. But I would put it on like a 3. Depending on how long you wait in between, it gets easier the longer you wait in between stretches. After I got my tragus pierced, I got my belly button pierced. I was 17 still, I think. That was probably like a 3 on the pain scale, just because it's a little bit different and it's a little bit of a meatier spot, for me anyway, because I got the chub. So it was a little bit more to go through, a little bit more skin to go through, I guess. My mom never let me get any facial piercings. After I graduated high school, you know, and I went off to college, the first month I was in college, I went and I got my first visual facial piercing. Obviously my septum is visual, but you can flip these up if you have the right kind of jewelry. So I got my nose pierced. This is the only piercing I've gotten, other than my ears, the only piercing I've gotten away from my normal shop, and I really wish I hadn't done that, but it was just like a really weird experience. It wasn't very comfortable at all, but I went with my friend, and that was probably like a 3, maybe a 4. Yeah, I would say it was a 4 on the pain scale, just because, I don't know, it hit me and I was just like, ooh, yikes. I didn't enjoy it. But I forgot to say that when I was 16 or 17, probably 17, when I was 17 I was getting a lot of piercings apparently. I got my tongue pierced, which you guys probably see in my videos. I have a gold ring in there right now, because I like gold. If I could have all of my piercings be gold, they would be working on that. That was like a 1, straight up. That was like a 1 on the pain scale. For some reason, people tend to think that the tongue, it would hurt really, really badly, and also the septum. I guess because they just look like they would hurt a lot, but they don't. If you get them done properly, if you get them done safely, then they're like the least painful things that you could possibly do. My dog wants to play, but he doesn't want to get in the video apparently. Can you see him? There he is! Okay. What was I? Oh, they're like the least painful. So like, my tongue was definitely a 1. Like, you can kind of feel that there's something going through your tongue just because you do have nerves in your tongue, but it's not a pain. I wouldn't say it's a painful thing. However, when you're healing it, it's hell for a week. Your tongue swells up, you can't talk, you can't eat. Well, you can eat, but like, you have to be very careful, and it gets very tedious, and you just kind of get tired of eating, or at least that's how it was for me. Like, I couldn't finish a 6-piece chicken nugget from McDonald's, which is sad. Like, I could eat like 3 chicken nuggets before I was like, fuck it, I don't, this is too much work. So I will say that I lost 3 pounds the first week that I got my tongue pierced. It's not that painful. It's not a big deal. If you want your tongue pierced, I say go for it. If you want anything pierced, I say go for it, because it's such a quick thing that like the pain is no big deal. But you do have to be willing to baby it for like, it depends on what you get, but like 3 months to a year. Like, my belly button took over a year to heal because I wear a lot of high-waisted pants, and I just wasn't willing to like give that up for anything. So it took like over a year for my belly button to heal, and my nose still gives me trouble. So you just kind of, you have to be sure that you can work that into your lifestyle. It's not a big deal, but it is something that you want to be aware of. So having said all that, my most recent piercing that I have gotten is my nipples, and I got those done about a month ago. That was probably the most painful piercing I've ever gotten, but still, that's not saying a lot. I would only give them a 5 out of 10 on the pain scale, just because it's your nipples, you know, so like they're sensitive already, so you feel it much more than you would feel something else. But when I when I used to like go online and watch videos of people getting their piercings done, I would always see like on the side, on the related videos, that like people were throwing up, people were passing out from getting their nipples pierced, and I did not come close to that kind of an issue. But I do have a pretty good pain tolerance, I think, just considering all that I've done and all that I plan to do. Everyone's different, obviously, but if you do want your nipples pierced and you're just like scared to death, because I was almost scared to death, really, don't be. That's all I can say. Because it's not going to kill you. It's only going to make you hotter. You know? So the first tattoo I ever got was the day after my 18th birthday. I would have gotten it done on my 18th birthday. But for whatever, it was a Wednesday, and for whatever reason they were full. If you've seen my tell-all video, because I did do a video where I tell you like basically everything that I could think of about my tattoo experience for getting my first tattoo, you would know about this. But yeah, anyway, and it's Saturn, and I got it because when I was born there was just, oh, well, first of all, when I was born my grandma was in the room, and like the first thing she said was that I looked like an alien because I have such a huge head, and I still do. If you have seen my tell-all video, which I have referenced before, you may remember me saying something along the lines of, obviously the scale would kind of change if I were to go get a tattoo on my foot in a month, and then I could tell you, oh no, this didn't hurt at all. This was like a 1.5, and the tattoo on the foot was like a 5. I don't know. It's literally exactly a month after I got my first tattoo, I got a tattoo on my foot. And it was Friday the 13th, so the tattoos were $13 with a $7 tip. I couldn't pass that up. $20, I have that in my pocket, and I have a piercing on my, I'm not a piercing, a tattoo on my arm, so I know, you know, I can take it. Let's do this. $20 tattoo, yes please. And so I got payday on my foot, which means literally nothing to me, except that I spend a lot of money on shoes. So payday, shoes, feet, I don't know. But I was 18 still, obviously. I would give that like that's probably a 5 out of 5. It hurt a lot, and my leg was shaking, and I was scared that maybe my foot was shaking, and like then the tattoo was gonna come out bad, but apparently my foot wasn't shaking, and everything was okay, so that was good. So fast forward like a year maybe. I'm 19 now, I've got a job, it's the summertime, and I'm just itching to get a new tattoo. I've got money now, so what do? I slap one of those bad boys on my ribs. Obviously, I like pushing myself to some sick limit. I got a pretty substantial size tattoo on my ribs of Akhenaten, which is an Egyptian pharaoh, and when I was in school, I went to art school for a year. In art history, we learned about Akhenaten. We were learning about that kind of stuff, and he just, for me, he represents change and honesty. If you want to know more, I can tell you more. I can do a tell-all just for my rib tattoo. It just all fell into place, you know? Like, upon some research, I found out that he was nicknamed Akhenaten the Alien, so that just kind of worked, didn't it? A little while after that, I decided to get a tattoo on my wrist of, it's a symbol for sarcasm. It's just like parentheses with an exclamation point in the middle, that I had seen in like 7th grade or something, reading some like watered down ass version of Macbeth or something like that. I don't know, but it was just something that like stuck with me for a really long time, and I'm a very cynical, sarcastic person, and just the placement of it just kind of works. I'm just like, oh, you don't say, and like it just shows, you know. So I got that, and then I also got a tattoo on my ring finger on my left hand of 3 dots, and they represent me, my mom, and my grandma. We're the 3 generations, as we like to call ourselves. And like my mom and my grandma raised me basically, so it's just they've always been my support system, and so it's kind of, and I put it on my middle finger mostly because that's my straightest finger that I have. I would have put them on my pointer finger, but my pointer finger curves, so but that's it. I hope you enjoyed that, and there will be a video coming up shortly after. That is my outfit for today. And then I will have my special series. I'm still working on that. Yes, I will have my special series coming up soon, hopefully. Just a little hint, it involves Netflix. So, not that they're like partnering with me or anything, but whatever. So I will see you when I see you, and I hope you guys have a great day. Alright, bye. Anyway, right into finger guns. I'm awful. But my mom just started nursing me and I shut up. So, yep. Don't know why you needed to know that. But anyway. Okay.